Hey, this is Kevin. I just wanted to share a little audio recording that I did with one of our resellers. It's actually going to sound a little funny, but you'll hear me talking and it sounds like I have some sort of lisp. I almost don't sound like the same person at all, but the fact is, it is me. It's just I was further away from the microphone, and so I had to do a little enhancement on the audio, and it just sounds a little odd because my audio volume was lower than his. Because again, I was further away from the microphone. But I just wanted to clarify, it is definitely me, and I don't have a lisp, but it sounds like that I do, and it's alright. Just focus on the content, and just focus on the things that I'm talking about, okay?
This call is being recorded. If you do not wish to be recorded, please disconnect at this time.
Just make sure you forward me a copy so I can recall myself.
Yeah, sure, not a problem. I'll be sure to download a copy for you. All right, so the question was, because it's a matter of what's different between our terminology here. You're asking what's going to be most important, so you can actually...
Because you mentioned the top three, being the SEO, the conversions, the traffic. No, I'm sorry. The conversions, the sales, and then there was another, and they kind of profit, and they kind of sound the same to the layperson. I was kind of asking, what is this?
Okay, so for me, in every business, the most important thing is conversion. Number 2 is sales. Number 3 is profit. Number 4 is traffic, and number 5 is SEO. And so what I'd like to do is explain what conversion really means for me. Conversion is actually a two-step process. Conversion meaning like you're getting that traffic there, but what is that traffic actually doing? Because you, from your background doing SEO, just because you're getting the rankings for it doesn't always mean that you'll get the traffic. But even when you get the traffic, it doesn't always mean that you're going to get the conversion. That's why, for me, traffic and SEO is at the bottom of my list, because you can get as many visitors as you want to any website, but if that website does not convert that traffic to being an actual interested buyer, they're a bounce. They're leaving. So to me, that visitor doesn't even count, because if a website is getting, let's say, for example, just keep it simple, 100 visitors, and 80% of them are bounces, meaning that 80% of them are gone, you're only really getting 20 visitors. You know what I mean? Those are only 20 potential customers that are actually even interested and wanted to do anything with that business or that website, right? So if we were to improve the conversion from, or technically the bounce rate, this rate, instead of 80% and it drops down to 50%, now you increased it by, another 30 people. So you're not at 50% of potential customers now. So that's why, to me, that is most important, because you can always generate traffic. You can always do that. It doesn't matter where it is or what business it is. You can always generate traffic. But then from there, we actually step over to the conversion of actual visitors to becoming customers, them actually making sales. So that's why it's number 2, because 1 is we actually keeping them. Number 2 is actually getting them to buy something. That's why the sales next. And then number 3 for me is profit, because, okay, you sell this, but it's a matter of how much profit you're also making off of it. Sometimes you have to determine, okay, well, maybe the price for this is too high, or maybe the price for this is too low. If it's really high, but then you're making really good sales in terms of, let's say, for example, even if you only do 1% sales because of the type of industry or business that you're in, it still has really high profit margin. And it's better off that way, mostly when it's related to services. If it's a digital product, then of course, lower prices would help boost up sales more. If it's an actual service where it's more manual labor related, then you can actually explain the process away and say, yeah, that's why we charge so much, because it takes someone that's experienced and they know what the hell they're talking about to actually do this for you. That's why we charge more for it, So you can always explain that away. And then finally, again, down to traffic and SEO. When I say traffic can be generated from anything, including PPC. PPC is faster than SEO, obviously. That's why that's number 4 to me. If you were to do PPC or, for example, TV or any other type of marketing that's more direct, you get traffic, right? SEO is number 5 on my list because it's a long-term type of traffic. It's something that can stick, and it'll stick around and be there for a long while, but it takes you a time to actually get up to that point as well. And I know that there's different things we can do, like press releases and video marketing that we can generate traffic almost immediately. But at the same time, what's missing is that it doesn't always stick around, right? If you do it long term, then of course it lasts longer and you'll get the traffic. But still, we can always get traffic faster through other means. That's why SEO is number 5 on my list. It doesn't mean that it's not important. It's just that it's the 5th important on my list when I talk about business. So when I present a proposal to a client or a prospect, is that I presented them in these 5 approaches. One is making sure that the website is actually converting. Number 2, making sure that it's actually making sales. Number 3, making sure they're making enough profit. Is the profit margin good enough for them? Is it right? They have to determine, like, okay, is this priced properly for them to increase the number of sales, or should they increase the number of profit and then decrease the number of sales? It really is important to know that. And they only know that by testing. They have to do split tests and see which one produces better for them. And that's where you can actually sell them on as well, as an additional income or a consulting fee where, look, if you're serious about your business, you want to know, especially if you don't know already, and you want to know, hey, should I up my cost in terms of the price points? Should I increase the price point to sell, or should I decrease it? Right? Those are important things to know. And then finally, sit in the traffic to actually make sure that it's working properly. And that's what we do with a lot of our other campaigns, is to make sure that it works. We actually try and test it, I think, like 5, 6 different ways, up to the 3 or 4 different price points to see which one converts better. And that's important for every business to do. And then finally, of course, focusing on the SEO.
Oh, yeah. Okay, so that's wonderful. And that resonates well. That's kind of one of the reasons why I'm glad we had had a chance to chat, because a lot of times people throw out SEO and PPC, and that's great. I mean, you need it. There's nothing wrong with it. But I've been in situations where the rankings have been right up at the top. And then,
but then they still blame you and say, you didn't do your job. It doesn't matter how good you are. You could be the number 1 SEO person in the world, and they'll still blame you and stop they'll cancel the contract with you because their website sucks. It doesn't perform. It doesn't sell as they're expecting it to. But that's why the conversion is the number 1 in my priority, to make sure that the traffic that they do get, they keep. And the traffic that they do keep actually converts into actual sales. And when it does turn into sales, they actually make good profit. You see what I'm saying?
Right. Yes.
So that way they can't turn around and blame you for any of that stuff anymore. If you start with the conversion and it's making good money, they're always going to buy from you. I've tested this for many, many years. I've been with internet marketing for 16 years now. Okay, but offline marketing, I've been doing this roughly about 8-9 years. But here's what I found out. If you start with SEO, you're almost guaranteed you're going to lose the client. But if you start with the conversion, website design, and development, and things like that, you're like a 90% chance of keeping that client and actually selling them more. You're going to sell them more if you start website design and conversion than you are to offer them SEO up front, because what they're basing you off of and judging your ability is you being able to sell, even though your only job technically is actually to generate traffic from SEO. That's it. That's all they hired you for. But they're going to blame you for not making the money, even though you weren't paid to do that.
That's correct. Yeah, well, you're absolutely right. And if I look at it from the customer standpoint, I suppose if I've got a bunch of widgets and I've paid $20,000 or $10,000 or $5,000 for those widgets, and I got a website up somehow. Yeah. The next thing I want to do is get those widgets sold because I want to recoup that $20,000 or whatever it was. Right. So if I put, $2,000 into SEO, now I'm out $22,000 and still haven't sold anything. That's not going to feel good.
Exactly. Now, of course, on the other hand, if there's somebody that already spent the money on conversion and sales and profit and stuff like that, and they're good to go, then of course it makes sense to go ahead and jump in and do the SEO. Like, great, you did all the work already? Wonderful. Then I can, really make you happy then because you already done all the other work. But if you haven't done that, I totally recommend that we actually look this over together and see, because I'm looking at your website right now, and I'm telling you right now, it's not going to convert, and I'm saying this assuming that you do kind of know what you're talking about, or you need somebody else to do that. But just be able to point out that there's an issue. I see an issue right now. If I send traffic here, do you really think it's going to convert? And what I always like to start out with is like, let me see your analytics or something so I can see what your traffic is doing. Let me see your bounce rate.
Oh, well,
let me see
that might be
what's going on with your website. So have them prove themselves.
Yeah. No,
that's right. Have them prove what is going on with their business. You don't even have to prove it yourself. Have them prove it themselves. Number one, do you have analytics? No. Okay, you've got a problem. If you don't know what's going on with your website, then what's the point in generating traffic to your business?
So that should be the number one thing, whether they currently have it or if not, we need to do it.
Yeah. So if they have it, great. Let me have access to that. Let me take a look around and see how it's performing. Okay. Because the thing is, what I found is if you're approaching from it as an educator, from somebody that knows what the hell you're talking about and talks to these people, they will always buy from you instead.
That's what I am.
They don't like really selling, working with salesmen. They like to work with people that educate them. It's like, wow, I didn't know that. Holy crap, I didn't consider that. Oh, thanks for your help. And they're more open and willing to work with you. It's a lot easier to close them on. But I'm telling you, if you approach them with a process of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, as I explained here, that will help you get a higher paying client, and your actual LTV will increase. That LTV is a lifetime value of each client. If you go backwards, start from SEO, your LTV would actually be less than you were to go the approach that I was telling you.
Wow. No, that's the way to do it. So then what should this proposal be now, with that being the case?
Well, what's the communication like between you and this prospect so far? what have you guys discussed?
Oh, well, most of my clients are either online already, or I put people online. So my first conversation with a lot of people is they need a website, so I'll do it. And look at all the social media stuff. So they've got it all up and running. The store is open. So now the question becomes the next step. Very rarely do I have anybody that has the analytics. Sometimes they do. But that visibility is very important. So that sounds like it is up front in terms of something that should be done on the front end.
These are small commitments you make them take. It's these small commitments that they're doing for you, which just enforces their whole mindset to like, well, okay, I'm working with this person, even though they're not even already fully aware of it, but they're making these small little adjustments to work with you, to give you access, to do these different things with you. Then of course they're more than likely to go ahead and proceed and commit with you, because they're already investing the time and the effort with even these small things that doesn't cost them anything.
Oh, yeah, that's true. That's true. So the reason why when I wound up chiming in, I was actually saying, all right, what is the proposal I should be putting together? And
the proposal depends
I went
on where they're at now. If you already done websites, obviously you're not doing an offer on websites.
No.
But if you already done SEO, then obviously you don't offer SEO. Now, I meant to say social media. I think you said you were doing social media with some of them already.
Yeah, a little bit of social media is there, yeah.
Okay. Honestly, I wouldn't even approach them with a proposal unless they're asking you to. I would first follow up and determine how things are going for them and ask if they're ready to move to the next thing. And they'll be like, what's the next thing?
Which actually, that is a yes. That is what I'm doing. I am doing that follow-up. Okay. We're ready to move to the next thing. So now, here's the real question. The next thing.
Well, there you go. Perfect. So have you already determined if they're going to be doing like local marketing, or is it going to be like a national level, or what?
Both. Got a product that, that is both local and national. Because a lot of the face-to-face on the ground stuff will be local. But the purpose of the internet is to take it beyond that.
Right. Exactly. Okay, so, I mean, honestly, I don't think you really need a whole lot of help from me. You got the process. You agree with the process. If anything, I guess, just looking through the different services that we have and see which one you might want to offer to them. Because when you create the project, it creates a proposal automatically. I'm not sure if you're aware of that or remember that.
Oh, yeah, so I'll do that. Yeah, I'll do that.
Yeah,
okay.
Just go mess around in there, man. Just go in there, go to the projects, or even on the dashboard. There's actually 2 ways of creating the project, and that's covered in your training. I don't know if you've gone through the training yet.
Yeah, I need to do that too. Is it all the video? Should I just log in the back
you should do that. It's helpful.
Okay, I'll totally
you
do
go
it.
in there, create a project. You can actually create test projects so that no one bothers you while you're in there. Because if you create it without it being marked as a test project, then we'll actually step in and say, hey, thanks for creating a project.
Well, then let me ask you this. I'm logged in, and you're right. I just finally, after a period of time, said, let me get in here and, test drive this thing. So logged in, where it sounds like the starting point is go through the training videos. Where do I find those? I'm logged in. I don't think I see them.
It should be on the right side. Are you logged into allclientprojects.com?
Oh, no. So I need to go to all client projects.
You're probably logged into outsourcingwizards.com, right?
Yes, I am.
Upgrades, and I actually took down all the upgrades for the moment. So we're going to put up new ones later today. We're going to be offering telemarketing services and things like that. That's going to be included in there for people to upgrade to. Anyway, but yeah, it needs to be all client projects. You need to check your email and see if you got that. I got it somewhere for you. You got it? All right.
Yeah, while I got it.
You'll log in. You'll log in, and your training is going to be on the right side, but there's also a tab that says training, so you can view all the different training that's in there for you.
Okay. I'll do that.
All right.
Clientproducts.com and then log in the training. Okay, I'll jump on that right away. And how many hours worth of material is there? Am I going to be up all night or?
No, something like that. No. I think maybe half an hour or so at most.
Oh, perfect.
It's mostly just to walk you through the platform to let you understand how the dashboard works, things like that. It's
no problem.
Too crazy, but there's a welcome letter that's used for you that you should read as well. But yeah, just go through there. It shouldn't take long.
Yeah. So and then from there, work up the proposal, and that proposal will kind of help me pinpoint the project.
Just create the project. That way you can actually see the proposal. Because what happens is when you create it, it'll be saved once you go to projects page. And, actually, you'll have to update your settings. Again, the training covers all this. Just go through the training and go from there, because I'm going to just repeating myself here.
Gotcha. Will do. All right, I'll take a spin on that, and then we'll follow up.
All right, awesome.
Thank you, sir.
Have a great day. Yep.
Thank you. Take care.
You too.
This call has been recorded.